What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central. And on today's video, we'll be discussing Zach LaVine's growth from last season to this season, how those stats stack up against each other, and following up on the question that I presented yesterday of will Zach LaVine qualify for the Supermax. We'll also be discussing new reports about the Bulls' quote unquote trade interest. We'll be doing a little bit of that. Not doing the clickbait shit though, because you guys already know how I do it here on Chicago Bulls Central, but we get into all that and more right after this. Okay, so I wanted to talk and follow up the video from yesterday about Zach LaVine because of a few different reasons. One, not only just because of his potential of qualifying for the Supermax, but because Zach LaVine is on such an improved team this year. A big part of the conversation coming into the season was how was that going to affect Zach LaVine's numbers and his growth from last season. I had talked about I expected it to take a uptick down, and going over it and looking at it so far, it has not been as much as that as what I've thought. So just looking at it so far in 27 games so far this season, he played 58 games last season. Zach LaVine's field goal percentage last year was 50%. Right now he's at 49%. It's only a little bit over because he was at 50.7%, but just a little bit over a 1 point difference between that last year. And his efficiency shows it. Now his 3-point percentage has take a 2% tick down. He was at 41% last year, about 42% actually, because it was 41.9%. He's at 39.1% right now. So not a huge variance with that. Now we know that he was hurt by his thumb, and that has affected his shooting some, and he went through a little slump shooting threes there for a second, but he's seemingly coming out of that. So we can see that percentage definitely go up. His rebounds last year, he averaged 5 rebounds a game. So far this season, he's averaging 5.3 rebounds a game. So again, even there, assist numbers, basically the same. 4.9 last season at 4.2 this season right now. And last season, points per game, 27.4. He's at 26 points per game even so far this year. In the top 10, I believe, in the league in scoring as well. So with that being said, what does that mean for Zach LaVine and his potential to make an all-NBA team? I talked about that a little yesterday, so I'm not going to go heavily into that. But one of the reasons why I presented the question is not that Zach LaVine's stats by looking at that, he should qualify for an all-NBA team. And ideally, I would see him taking Bradley Beal's spot on the third team because, like I said, I'm a little bit down personally on Bradley Beal so far this season. But the thing and the key here and why this is important for the team is that Zach LaVine being able to maintain not only his efficiency, but his scoring number on an improved team, to me, speaks more to the growth of Zach LaVine. People use the fact that he scored on not a winning team. The Chicago Bulls are winning. Zach LaVine is showing that he's still very much a threat, and even though a lot of those numbers are the same as last year, I look at them as improvements when you look at the improved passing he's working with out there. Yes, the rebound number, we talked about that, but as far and keeping that same efficiency shooting on about the same clip. Zach LaVine is showing so far this season that he is right up there and belongs to be in a conversation with any of the best shooting guards in the league. And that's my opinion on Zach LaVine. And that's why I wanted to have this conversation about him. Zach LaVine's growth and his continued growth, having a PER of 21.66, 23rd, top 30 in the NBA. And we know that he had a couple of down games. That efficiency number can go up as well, depending on who he's playing with. Zach LaVine is having a great season. And that's not even to talk about the improvement that we've seen in Zach LaVine defensively. Zach LaVine has gone over the course of his career from being a liability on defense to somebody that you trust on defense, even in one-on-one situations. Yes, he plays great with the team scheme, as all these players do. That's why they rank as high as they do in the defensive ratings. But you can see Zach LaVine's decision-making out there on-ball defense is much better than what it has been. His off-the-ball defense as well. He's playing smarter, playing with his heads up. That doesn't mean that he doesn't still get caught in some of the same things that he has over the course of his career, but he's vastly improved in the way that he defends out there. And looking at Zach LaVine, actually watching the games and not just looking at the stats, you see Zach LaVine's refocus on defense and how much he makes an impact sometimes there as well, and over any other point he's had really in his career. So let me know what you guys think down below after going over that. Do you still think that Zach LaVine is going to qualify for an all-NBA team? And then do you think that Zach LaVine is deserving of the Supermax? Him qualifying is one thing, but do you think Zach LaVine is deserving of the Supermax, regardless of how they may hurt the Bulls' financial situation going forward? But thank you for listening to me on that. Let's talk about something. So I don't do, as you guys know, I don't do trade rumors. I'm not like a couple of channels around here that are the Bulls are reportedly trading for such as. I don't do that. But it has come out that the Bulls are interested in training for a wing. They're looking to add some wing defense. Now, that goes against what some of the common thought has been, that the Bulls would be focused on more so a power forward, a defender down there. But if they're seeking a wing defender and they're going to be reportedly buyers in the trade market, that really opens up the possibility and the conversation for what exactly the Bulls are going to do. We'll see, right? I still maintain, as far as the power forward situation, I do think they're going to look more towards the buyout than the trade market. But hearing that the Bulls may be buyers in the trade market, again, I take all reports with a grain of salt until something actually happens. But the fact that it's talked about, and this came from HP Basketball, which I'm not as familiar with them, but they're planning to be buyers in the trade market. We'll see with that. We'll see what that boils down to and how it happens overall. But also, the Bulls are expected to get an update on the COVID-19 situation for the Chicago Bulls, probably saying who's going to be available in the game Sunday against the Lakers. So be on the lookout for an update for that. If something big news drops or anything crazy goes on, I'll definitely drop another video. But let me know, what do you think about the Bulls reportedly, right? Again, quotation marks, reportedly interested in a wing in the trade market. And you know, how does that change what our expectations were for who the Bulls may be looking at, or what the Bulls may be looking to bring in? Because again, I don't do the specific names thing. But let me know all that down below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. You can follow us on every social media platform we're on at Bulls Central Pod. You can also send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. And lastly, if you want to leave a text or voicemail, you can do so at 773-270-2799. Like I like to end every video on, go Bulls. Love you guys. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.